Yes, Mataji, but voice is little low, Mataji.
Okay, I shall increase the volume.
Now it is fine. Now it is fine.
Fine. Okay. We are going live, so don't have to worry. Where to map, we will decide later. So, Hare Krishna, everybody. Please unmute and tell me a good Hare Krishna in the morning.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. My name is Radhika. Hare Krishna. My name is Radhika. Initiated name is Rasa Rangini Radhika Devidasi. So I will be the instructor for the day. So we will do a joint studies. So when I say joint studies, I always feel the learning is both ways, right? I don't think I have given you all session earlier. So my only request is, wherever you feel there is a challenge, please raise your hand. Wherever there is a doubt, type in chat. Don't wait for the end of the session. And also, if there are any doubts so far, please keep typing in the chat, because as I'm explaining to you, I will see the chat and I'll explain. Otherwise, in a break, we will take it forward, right? So I'll start with the, can someone start with Kirtan? Can you just have a 1 minute Kirtan? Do you all normally start with the Kirtan or you all start straight away?
Mangalacharan will do, Mataji. Prabhuji will do Mangalacharan.
I'll do that. Right. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatamrandasya Jnananjalachalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमद् भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. Come on, I want everyone to unmute. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Mataji, you are not audible again, Mataji. Mataji, you are not audible.
No, we can't hear you. No.
I will probably be troubling you to make me the co-host again. So I just logged out and let's try one last time. Otherwise, I'll change to iPad if that's okay with you. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
I'll make host or co-host, Mataji.
Co-host. Keep me as co-host. Yeah. Okay. So now I just wanted you all to tell me what did you understand from the second module, which is basically your 7th, 8th, 9th. We've done half of the second module. We're exactly in midway. How many chapters does Bhagavad Gita have in total?
18 chapters.
18 chapters.
What chapter are we studying now?
Chapter 8, Mataji.
Guhya, 9th chapter.
Ninth. Okay. We finished 9th chapter. We are entering. So what are the middle chapters called?
Mataji, we have to start 9th chapter.
We haven't started 9th yet.
We will start today, right now.
Yeah, yes.
So
Yeah.
what is the 9th chapter all about?
King of knowledge.
Attaining supreme.
Exactly. So this is the most confidential knowledge. So the point is, if there is something called the most, which is a superlative degree, there will be two more, right? The confidential, the more confidential, and the most. And the most generally comes after we complete these two. Before I start, can I request everybody to switch on the video? And thank you, Shivakumar Prabhu, for switching on. Can I request all of you all, if it is comfortable for you all, to switch on the video? If you want to take a minute or two, yes, you all can take, and then please switch on the video.
Mataji, I won't be able to switch on the video because my camera is not working.
No problem, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Aruna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So coming back to the point which we are talking about is the most confidential knowledge. Why is it called most confidential knowledge? Point one. We will learn that. We will also understand that why is bhakti in the middle. So it's like a sandwich, right? Which is the tastiest part of the sandwich? Which is the tastiest part of the sandwich?
The middle.
Exactly. So the Bhagavad Gita is actually sandwiched, and in between is Bhakti Yoga. It is preceded. That is the first 6 chapters. Can anyone tell me what are the first 6 chapters? What do they talk about?
Mataji, they talk about the nature of the soul and the nature of the body, the nature of the Lord in relation to us, and the three modes of nature, and the Varnashrama Dharma, and how we can live our lives while fulfilling our duties. We can realize the Lord through our devotional service. It all points towards, it points out all the different other ways, Mataji, but then takes us straight to the point that devotional service is the way forward for the Kali Yuga.
Right. So Hare Krishna. So the first
Hare
6
Krishna,
talks
Mataji.
about different ways. So the one way which it spoke about, while you gave me a summary and gist, and thank you so much, Manu Mataji. So the point which they are talking about is Karma Yoga. Right, the first 6 chapters insisted on what's called karma, right? That is why if you see Bhagavad Gita second chapter talks about karma nevadhikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma palaheturbur ma te karmani swakarmani, which means what? Focus on karma, but don't expect the result. The focus was still on karma, right? So this particular chapter we will be clearly focusing on what's called bhakti. So the last 6 chapters will be on Jnana Yoga. We will not touch base that for the time being. So when we are going to do this, let me share the presentation, and you'll let me know whether the presentation is causing the voice go down. If that is the case, I will do an extempo. Able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yes. So now we are going to see the most confidential knowledge in one of the best subjects which Krishna is saying. So obviously we'll go. Let's pray our obeisances to our Shishi Radha Govinda, who has given us the opportunity. I hope you all had a chance to see the new temple.
Yes, Mataji.
Very nice. If you have seen the new temple, you all would have had a chance to meet me also. I was also roaming here and there. So
I met you, Mataji.
Kalpana Mataji, your face is familiar though. Hare Krishna. So it's nice to connect again back to you all. So now we are going to a small flashback of the 8th chapter. So what did we do in the 8th chapter? 8th chapter is for answering Krishna's questions. So let me go back to the 7th chapter. 7th chapter spoke about a lot of what is called jnana. That is about Krishna, the greatness of Krishna, right? We saw so many things, right? For instance, in the 7th chapter, we saw about the 4 great people who are very good, who are not pure devotees, but devotees who can become pure devotees, right? So this is one. Then can you recall who are they? Because we will have a link to that in the 9th chapter again. So in the 7th chapter, can you remember who are the devotees? Who?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Artharthi, Jnani and Jignasu.
Very nice. Chaturvina bhajante mam jana sukritinojuna artha jignashu artharthi jnani cha bharata rishabha. So these are not the top devotees, but the second level of devotees. Excellent. Now there are top devotees which we would like to become, right? We are actually in this stage. If you go back, I don't want you to tell me, but go back and think. we will be in one of the category. Either will be an Artha or an Artharthi, Jignashu or Jnani. Yes or no? Anybody who feels you're okay to share, just type in the chat or you can unmute and tell. What do you think you were originally when you entered Krishna consciousness? Obviously, we will not continue there. We were looking forward for pure bhakti. But what were you in the to start off with?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Artha Mataji.
Artha, very sweet. Artha, I was a Jignashu. I was called the queen of questions, not because I was nice, but I used to ask questions. And I had this experience with a teacher. Okay, my teacher, I'm just detouring. When I was small, my teacher used to tell, your question is stupid. And another teacher for another question will tell, now you're good, you're asking a brilliant question. I used to be blank because according to me, any question which I don't know is a doubt. How will I know whether this question is an intelligent question or a stupid question? Do you all agree with me or no? Nobody's
Yes,
agreeing.
yes, Mataji, yes.
Intelligent question, Mataji.
Exactly. So I have a doubt. To me, that question is big. You may feel it is silly because you already know the answer. Likewise, I may feel this question I don't know, and you may not know the answer. So you may tell, hey, chak yaar, you're simply asking questions. Chhod do. So in this concept, I became an outstanding student in my class. Does someone know what is an outstanding student?
Unique, Mataji, unique.
No. Outstanding in the literal sense. I was thrown out of the class and I was outstanding. Your meaning of unique is correct English, but I actually was outstanding in the sense I was asked to go out of the class. But the fact is, my thought of searching questions never stopped. So I wanted to learn Bhagavad Gita when I was 12 years old. And that story of how I learned Bhagavad Gita, I will tell you all later because I don't want to bore you with my personal story. But the reason I was talking about is Artha, Jignashu, Artharthi, Jnani. When we are talking about four, we are talking about somebody who told Artha who was very honest, thank you so much. And somebody can be a Jignashu like me, and somebody can be some, Artharthi who may tell that not necessarily money, it can be like my children's education. All of that also comes under Artharthi. Krishna loves Jnani because Jnani already understands the greatness of Krishna. Jnani here does not refer to Jnana Yoga, it is referring to Bhakti Yoga, wherein he already understands Krishna is high. Like, for example, we are talking about like the shloka. Bhumi apo nala vayu kammano buddhirevacha ahankara mityama bina praktira ashtada. Which means all the ashta, 8 Shaktis are Krishna's Shakti. He is already clear of that. He knows that, right? And what Krishna is telling of thousands of people who understand Krishna in the 3 states. What are the 3 stages of understanding Krishna?
Paramatma, Brahman, Bhagavan. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan.
Srimad Bhagavatam says this, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti saptyate, which means that all 3 understandings are what transcendentals talk. And what is our realization? What is Bhakta's realization? What do devotees perceive?
Bhagavan realization Mataji.
Very nice. Bhagavan realization is the highest, and we like to relate to him as Bhagavan. However, we also agree that he is the Brahmajyoti because the light from him is Brahmajyoti and he is Paramatma in our hearts. So we are not contesting that. We only have a higher understanding that all 3 emanates to Bhagavan and Bhagavan is the highest, which is absolute truth. And we like to go and follow Bhagavan. So this is our understanding. I'm sure all of us are in the page. Is there anybody having a disconnect? Yes, no, don't know. Clear? Okay, now let's move
No,
on.
Mataji.
Thank you so much. Now let's move on to the next topic of, now we've understood the 3 levels of realization. We understood karma. In the 7th chapter, what Krishna tells of how thousands and thousands of people, only one person wants to go up. So now of so many people who have, the light feature of understanding, which is the Brahmajyoti understanding. Later, sometimes some of them, like typically Mayavatis and all have that. The Siddhik yogis have Paramatma realization and devotees have Supreme Personality of Godhead realization. Now, of these people, very few, like Manusyanam Sahasreshu Kaschit Yatati Siddhaya Yatatam Atipi Siddhanam Kaschit Mameti Tattvataha. Of the people, only few of them can realize the supreme truth, which is Krishna. So we are very clear, right? So all of us want to go to that position, yes or no? How many of us are competing? Not competing between us, but competing together for the journey. Thank you, Kalpana.
Mataji, we are all trying to get there.
Exactly. So when we are trying, and every effort succeeds with the first trial, right? Thank you so much, Mataji. It's really nice to have hands raised. So every one of us are trying to get there. Yes, Chanda Yadav. Chanda Yadav is Mataji or Prabhuji?
Mataji.
Mataji, sorry, Mataji. So there's a constant journey for all of us to keep trying to go there, and in that journey, how can we go? We are also in the material world, right? We are also stuck by Maya. How can we come over Maya? How? What way? What is the? Can we escape Maya because we are in Kali Yuga? Yes or no?
No, Mataji.
Very difficult, Mataji.
Okay, very difficult. We cannot escape Maya. Then how will we go? If we can't escape Maya, is there any route? Because Krishna is actually from the 7th chapter addressing us, right? Because we are not interested in Karma Yoga, though we are following to some extent. However, from 7th chapter to 12th chapter, our target of going to Krishna is what we are looking for. So Krishna has to give us the route, right? So the route which he is giving right now is he is told, okay, you people come to the second category of devotee, but you want to become category one. What should I do? In 9th chapter, we'll read in depth of the category. What should I do? So what should I do? Did he tell in the 7th chapter or he did not tell?
We have to do bhakti, Mataji.
Okay, we have to do bhakti. But currently we are in the process in Maya. To do bhakti also Maya is obstructing. No, so how will we do bhakti? We all said we are under the shelter of Maya. So how can we fight against Maya? Is there any solution for that?
Nishkama Karma Yoga, Mataji.
Nishkama Karma Yoga we do, we will still not be able to fight Maya completely. We will
Yes.
still be
By
karma
doing Hare
yogi.
Krishna Mahamantra.
Yes, you're almost close. Hare Krishna. But is there anything in the 7th chapter which talks about what we should do to escape Maya? Your answers are correct. Nishkama Karma Yoga, in a way, we will be able to be doing Hare Krishna. We will do so. What? How can we? Who is the boss? Maya or Krishna?
Krishna, Mataji.
Mataji, we can surrender to the Supreme Lord Krishna.
His answer is
Mama
Becoming a
Prapadena.
pure devotee.
exactly. Devi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ya Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. My energy, divine energy, is only Brahmajyoti, who is none other than Maya. And if you surrender to me, Maya will not do. So, just to get it in a pictorial way, Krishna is like this, okay? And Maya is very shy, she's hiding here. Okay, so there's no way we can see Maya if we are in front of Krishna. But where is the problem? We are not in front of Krishna. If I'm like this, we won't see Maya because Maya is behind because she's very shy. Sorry, where is my hand? Okay. But the problem is we are also not in front of Krishna. We are behind Krishna because Krishna is out of our sight. So what is happening? Maya only is seeing us. We are seeing Maya. So if we come in front of Krishna, and when I'm saying Maya, I would also like to tell three more things. One is ghost, your nazar, what do you call black magic, black eyes and black magic. All of them, the same thing is applicable. None of them can come even near us if we are Krishna conscious. So this is something which I thought I will tell you all. And this 8th chapter, why am I keeping this here, is nothing but a conjunction or a joining point between the 7th and the 9th chapter. And why did I give you a recap of 7th instead of 8th? Is because this is like the glue which is sticking your 7th and 9th. Whatever technical terms in 7 was what was asked in the 8th chapter when it started. But obviously, Krishna also told what is to be done in terms of how you can remember him at the time of death, and also how do you practice remembrance. How many of you all know swimming? How many of you all know swimming?
We know,
Yes,
Mataji.
Acha, all of you, very
Yes,
nice.
Mataji.
No, Mataji.
I know, Mataji.
Okay, whoever knows swimming, if you are just walking along with me and I push you in the swimming pool, will you immediately swim or will you have a problem in swimming?
Mataji
Problem,
will,
Mataji.
there's a
Initially,
moment of uncertainty, and then you start swimming because it comes to you unconsciously or unconsciously.
So for you, it comes unconsciously. And there was one Mataji who told, Mataji was telling she does not know swimming. So if I push her, that is also a moment of danger. Will she be able to swim unconsciously?
She will do something.
No. I want to know if she can swim. Something is not.
she will not swim, Mataji. She will not swim. Instead, she will sink.
Thank you so much. And she answered also, she will do something. But will something save her? She will do something. She will not be sitting tight and tell, okay, I cannot swim. She will do something. So that answer is right. But it will drown. Same logic. So when in our material world, when a practice can make us perfect and it can help us in an emergency, won't this help? This actually I have experienced this, and why I brought this some completely out of syllabus thing is when my daughter was 2 years, I was walking her towards the swim, not towards, we were actually heading to swimming pool, but we were just walking the side, right? So this was pretty early in the morning. It was in Bangalore. I think this was around six early in the sense for the child, 6:30. I think she either was sleepy, and normally I'll keep the child on the left. It is very risky to keep the child towards the right when there is risk, whether it's a road or a pool. But obviously I knew swimming and she also knew swimming, so I took it easy. And as I was walking, she just slipped and she fell into the pool, right? So any reflex for a mom would be to jump into the pool. But then for a second, when I stretched my hand, she immediately swam. Though she was half asleep, she just swam. She stretched her hand. She said, and she came out. That is when I understood that if you know swimming, right, it comes automatically. Even in half your sleep, automatically swimming comes up. Which means that in a material world, in case of danger, if a material practice can help you, in this material world, with a spiritual body, don't you think a spiritual practice can help us? So the point which I want to tell you is, how can we remember Krishna is death is the examination for which we are practicing. So the practice is what is called sadhana, and what is pure devotional service? To remember Krishna through whatever you are told, bhakti, right? And therefore we also get a glimpse of both material and the spiritual world and supremacy of devotion. All of this we are talking about. So with this, we will be moving to the next connection of what I spoke to you. So now, before I show you, I'm going to ask you, what did you understand in the first 6 chapters? Someone very beautifully told that we studied about. No, I'm not going to use the word someone. I'm going to use the names, right? I think was that who told about the first 6 chapters? Very beautifully explained. Was it Chanda Mataji? I hope all can unmute. Yeah, you all can unmute. Please.
Dr. Monashi Mataji. She explained. Mataji, your voice is not audible.
Mataji, we can't hear you.
Okay. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
It's low, Mataji.
And it's coming and going.
Hare Krishna. Kalpana Mataji, my only request, you are the host, but keep yourself as a host, because if there is a fluctuation, I will lose.
Cannot hear.
Cannot hear you, Mataji. Sorry.
Go out and come. Kalpana Mataji, please, my request, please be a host. Make me the favor.
Yes, Mataji. I'll make you host. Sorry. Mataji, your name is not seen.
Hare Krishna, make me the co-host, Mataji. That's totally fine. Thank you. So
Yes.
now we are talking about, and you can spotlight me too.
Yeah.
So the what we're talking about is, we are talking about first 6 chapters. It spoke about Aham Brahmasmi, which means that I am not the body, I am the soul. If I'm just sitting tight telling I am not the body, I am the soul, I'll become a Mayavadi. So I have to act in that way, right? Which means I see everybody as Krishna's part and parcel. I see there is a soul, which is what is said in the 5th chapter. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Suni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. So Pandita Samadarshinaha means what?
We
have
see
to
everyone
see
equally.
Equally.
Everything is seen in the equal light.
The Chandalu also we have to see. Paramatma is there in it.
Very happy. Santosh has got very blessed set of devotees and team, because very interactive, and I really enjoy interactive class. So now you're right. Everybody is seen as Paramatma. Everybody's heart talks about Paramatma, and therefore you see the same Paramatma in everybody's heart. So whether it's a Chandala or the greatest of person, therefore that is called Aham Brahmasmi platform in theory. Now the next thing is what we are going to see. I'm going to screen share, and that sort of scares me, because that is when you lose audio. But let's try and see again. So now when we are talking about that, that's the confidential knowledge, which means that that is the beginning of the knowledge, which means it is the starting, the initial bit of knowledge. Now we are also going to see what is called the more confidential knowledge. What is more confidential knowledge is that more confidential knowledge is the next level, which we actually saw in 7th and 8th chapter, which means we understand the Aishwarya Jnana, right? So that is, we understand the greatness of Krishna by his power. So there are two things. Modi is the Prime Minister of India. Now he is great, right? But how will the mother feel about Modi?
To be her
That he is a
son, to be
child.
her son, Mataji.
Exactly. She will feel him as a son, lovable, proud. She'll be proud of her son and she'll feel about the son, right? So, therefore, very clearly, what we are talking about in the 8th chapter and the 9th chapter synopsis, what I was telling is both 7 and 9 are virtually identical, and this continues the conversation and clarifies some of the important points. Doubts are clarified in the 8th chapter, and Krishna in 8th chapter gives a hint of ananya or unalloyed devotion. He also spoke about light passing. I'm not getting too much into it. And 8th chapter concludes with the best form as yoga, right? Now 9th chapter, what it gives is, okay, 8th chapter told conclusion is yoga. 9th chapter tells how to perform that. Now I tell you the best answer to swimming is to learn swimming. Okay, next time you jump into the water, please know swimming. Okay, but that knowing swimming, how to know, where to go, join, all this we need, right? So that is what is the process. Therefore, the 9th chapter will talk about what is hearing about Krishna, and that is why it is. We'll talk about qualification, disqualification. It is the most confidential knowledge and king of education, which we will see in the second verse why. It talks about not only, it will talk about Aishwarya Jnana, it will also talk about Krishna's Achinta Beda Abeda philosophy. Does anyone understand what is Achinta Beda Abeda philosophy, which was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Krishna is inconceivable.
Sorry, Prabhu, can you repeat again?
Krishna is inconceivable for our conception.
Inconceivable to us. So only through discipline succession we'll be able to conceive him. And also it is simultaneously this is exactly full chapter will be, we have to understand this, because simultaneously different and non-different. How? We are telling Krishna is the creator of the world, and we will tell Krishna is not really the direct creator of the world. It seems contrary question, right? Contrary to each other. But that is called, that is why it is not understandable by us on our own. But if we seek disciplinic help in terms of spiritual master, we can really understand. Now, what happens to non-worshippers? What happens to worshippers? What happens to Devata worshippers also? Now, Krishna should be the supreme object of worship, and the glories of directly understanding Krishna is what will be discussed here. Now, the various sessions which are going to be spoken here will be qualification and disqualification. So, now I just left again one part in half. The beginning, Aham Brahmasmi, is confidential. 7th and 8th talks about the fact that jnana, which is knowledge about devotional service, telling that okay, it is right. And the 9th chapter talks about execution of devotional service, which means the entire process, how to do the devotional service. And devotional service, Hare Krishna, we say Hare, service to Krishna is the highest way to reach Krishna. That is what he talks about, and that we are going to start off. How do we serve Krishna? By hearing about Krishna. How can we serve Krishna by hearing? Because by hearing about Krishna, we will know the greatness of Krishna. When we know the greatness of Krishna, we will know more pastimes, and therefore we will start loving Krishna. Anybody who got married, and if you've not got married, in future when you get married, the first thing we will get to know is what is the spouse know, what is she, or what is he, what is his status, what is his complexion, what is his height, where is he working. Did you all check all this, or you said okay, I will close my eye and marry someone?
No, we will check, Mataji.
Thank you so much. So the first thing you get to know about your spouse, whether it's your wife or the husband, is the greatness of the person, right? He's so good and all that. Later, good will come later. Like the qualities of the person, you will not know. You can't. You maybe when you have met, you would have noticed one or two qualities, but you will get to know the qualities of the person later. Which is why there is a proverb in Tamil that for a crow, its own kid is very beautiful. Likewise, if you actually see a close friend of your every child, for the child, who's the most beautiful person?
His mother.
Mother.
His mother.
Every child will tell my mom is the most beautiful, and the mom can be the most ugliest person. Yes or no? It could be my mother can have bald head, dark, but the child will tell most beautiful, mama, most beautiful. Yes or no? Yes, I've experienced this. I've experienced my daughter telling me also, mama, you're very beautiful. So that itself we can tell for sure that for a child, every mother is the best and the most beautiful person. So this applies to the crow's child also. applies to the peacock style also. So why I'm telling is, when you start loving someone, you see the beauty of the person. When will you start loving someone? When you start knowing someone. So the child's first knowledge is about the mother, and the child knows about the mother and starts getting attracted with the mother. Therefore, he or she loves the mother. Same way we start hearing about Krishna, know about Krishna, love will automatically fall. So the first qualification to, is there any qualification for knowing about Krishna? MBA, B, medicine, grade 5, rich.
Not need. No
No,
need.
no qualification needed, Mataji.
But Krishna is telling you need a qualification. What is the qualification?
Have
Jignasa.
firm belief and
Jignasa.
unalloyed.
Mataji,
Not everybody will be Nignashu. We also had Artis. Almost close, but what is it?
Mataji, that is Man Manabhav Madbhakto Madhyajiman Namastu. Means
Ah,
to
but
become my
that's-
devotee.
but that is to become a devotee. But we are
Yeah.
not yet a devotee. So what is the
One
qualification?
should have faith.
To surrender Mataji.
I don't have
Surrender.
faith. I don't have faith. What should I do?
Surrender,
Non-envious,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Sorry?
That
Non-envious.
is Sarva.
Non-envious,
Very
Mataji.
non-envious. Very nice. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dvesho sina priyah. Krishna is telling. Savevayam maya tedya maya karma gunavatya. So that is also thing. What does all this mean? That he does not show difference. That means what does he expect from us? He also expects us not to show the difference in terms of being envy to others. So non-envious is a quality which we should know to do that. And faithlessness forces one, because when your Shraddha was a correct answer, but why I did not acknowledge that is because why we don't have confidence or trust is because of the fact that we are envious. I do not want to believe that you are powerful than me because my envy is stopping. I don't like you. What is the definition of jealous? Can someone define envy and jealous?
Ma'am, Mataji, hatred for someone. That's maybe
Belongingness,
envious.
Mataji. Belongingness.
Hating to someone, very nice. Hating to the belonging of someone. So let's assume that Mataji is having a car, Prabhu. So that car is Honda City. So you are jealous of her because you don't like Honda City?
No,
No,
because
it
you
is
don't
No,
have it and
because
you want to have it.
yeah.
Lust, Mataji.
Thank you so much. So it is not that you don't like the product. You all were saying that we're jealous if we don't have it. No. So jealous and envy is because you like it, but you don't like the fact that he or she is having it. You understand? You agree with me? And I heard it from one of our initial teachers. I like something in you, but I don't like the fact that you have that. That is what is jealous. I love your hair, which is long, but the fact that you have it, I don't like. I love your beauty, your
Probably the other way also, no, Mataji. Like we love the fact, but probably as we don't have it, that way also it might be a jealous.
exactly both ways. You're absolutely right. The fact is, I love it, I don't have it. Will I necessarily become jealous?
No,
Not necessarily. The
no.
fact that you are having it, I don't have it may make me feel bad, but I may not feel jealous of you. But the fact is, you having it, I don't like it, makes me jealous. You understand? I may feel bad. I'm like, for example, I may feel that your car is very nice, I don't have it. You have a lovely daughter, I don't have daughter, or rather you have a son, I don't have a son. That may make me feel bad, but not necessarily jealous. But the fact is, array, I am not having a son, but this girl is having a son, makes me jealous. Are we in sync or are we completely digressing?
Mataji is totally relative. Like whatever we have, it doesn't matter, but the other person possesses and I still don't have. That makes us, whether I maybe I have two cards, but I'm not happy. But someone have four cards, I'm become jealous.
Exactly. There is also a possibility I may have two cards, but someone has one car also, I still can feel jealous. That is extreme jealous. Right? We've seen it, right? We've seen many times among friends and relatives where we will be good, they will be very good, but still they will not like us. So jealousiness is a quality. Universally, nobody in the world will admit I am jealous. Have you ever come across anyone telling I am jealous? I mean, in English we will tell I am jealous, but in reality, everybody will tell I am angry. Everybody will tell I forgot. Everybody will tell I am stupid. Everybody will tell that I forgot, but nobody will tell I am jealous. Check it out. Yes or no? Hare Krishna. So now I am going to read the. Does anyone normally read? How does the class go? Someone reads the sloka and someone reads the meaning, or
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Whoever is familiar, fluent with the shloka recitation, they will do, and Prabhuji will pick randomly and ask someone to read the translation.
Okay, randomly somebody read the shloka and somebody read the translation. Please don't overlap. Start.
I'll start, Mataji. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Vidam Tute Guhyatamam Pravyakshami Ami Anasuyave Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam Yajnatva Mokshase Shubhat. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, translation somebody.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. The Supreme Lord said, my dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you so much. So we are entering the most confidential knowledge, and Bhagavad Gita is non-different from Krishna. As we are talking, the reason I am telling you all to switch on the cameras and write and look is because Krishna is actually sitting right here as we are talking, and not only me, but he should see you all also, right? Otherwise, he will be able to see only people who have kept the camera on. Of course, that's just a joke. Krishna will be able to see beyond that.
Mataji, Krishna is also in us, so he can see us all the time.
Exactly, but unfortunately, we should also see him and he should also see us seeing him, which is happening only now. Do you agree? Because if Krishna is with us all the time and if we are seeing Krishna all the time, Krishna will be very happy and we'll be in Goloka. But unfortunately, we are here, which means Krishna is seeing us all the time, but we are not seeing him. So he does not know he being seen. This is the time we are all having undivided attention, hopefully, about Krishna. Therefore, Krishna will feel happy. Okay, 1 hour these people are looking at me. So would you like to give them that happiness? So let's all go ahead and read further. Thank you so much. So what is he talking about? Arjuna was never envious. That is the quality which he's talking about. In the Krishna also was talking about in the 4th chapter. He spoke about one quality of Krishna, Arjuna, 2 qualities of Krishna. I mean Arjuna. Why Krishna spoke the secret to him? What are the 2 qualities?
He was compassionate.
Yes, and pure devotee, Mataji.
Pure devotee, compassionate. What is the other point you said?
Close friend,
माताजी
Mataji.
भक्तोसी
Krishna.
में भक्तोसी में सखा चेती रहस्यम ये तदुत्तम.
Very cool, very nice. Can someone remember the shloka? I'm going to give you all some time to recollect the word, but I'm going to kidnap those 2 lines, Sakwa and Bhakto. Bhakto si me Saka Cheti Rahasyam Etad Uttamam. You are my friend and you are my devotee, and therefore I'm telling you. Now the 3rd point, jealous is coming. So he says that I shall impart the most confidential secret here, and that will relieve you of all the mystery, because we always want to know what do I get out of you giving me this secret. So Krishna is telling that is going to relieve you of all the miseries. So now what is the qualification is what he's talking about. So we already saw this. The confidential 2nd and 3rd is I am the spirit soul, and therefore if I understand this and act, not just understand. When I understand something, I will act, right? If I like something, I will eat. Eating is an action. I will drink water. That's an action. Same way, I understand I'm not the spirit soul. You cannot still stay still. You have to act on that, right? And now 7th and 8th, what happens is the knowledge, this particular knowledge about Krishna will help us to Krishna. What is this? Okay, will help us to not get entangled and know more about Krishna and his energies. So that is what we have been seeing in 7 and 8, and here in the 9th chapter we are going to see the most confidential, which means that because we are dealing with absolute devotion and talking about glories, devotional service is the only and the most confidential thing which we will be seeing actually today. So that is the qualification for Krishna. So Krishna imparts this confidential knowledge because what is the qualification to receive this knowledge? We just read.
Non-envious.
Non-enviousness.
Very nice. Anasuya.
Pure devotee.
What is the means to receive this?
To be passionate, Mataji. To be passionate.
Okay. Proper hearing. Because I have a cousin of mine who's sitting in US, and you all know that in Mangalore we have such different timings that anybody in the world can accommodate themselves. I started my journey about 3.5 years back. Since then, she's been telling I want to hear. Extremely passionate, but she's not able to receive. Why? Because she's not giving a ear. right? So passion is right, that's the starting, but it has to translate into hearing. So the means is through ears. We cannot see Krishna through our eyes, but we can see Krishna and feel him through our ears. That is the importance. What are the benefits of that? What do I get out of listening to Krishna? Yaar, so I look at a movie. What is in it for me?
Faith,
Pure
Mataji.
love of Krishna will be achieved, Mataji.
Yeah.
And further, we will get out of this miseries of material world.
Thank you so much. Perfect. So what if I get love? We are already, my husband loves me, my wife loves me, my mother loves me. Enough people love me in the world. So the point
That
is,
is Maya, Mataji.
thank you so much. But people won't understand. So what is Maya? Maya is miseries, right? So you get relief from existence, right? So this is why it is called King of Education. So how do we, okay, what are the 5 primary rasas where you can connect to Krishna?
Mataji, that is
Sakhya-rasa,
Dasya,
Madhurya,
Satya, Shak.
Dashyam, Shantam,
Vatsalya.
Vatsalya, Madhurya, and Sakya, Mataji.
What are the 5 rasas, how you connect to Krishna? And what are the 9 devotional processes? How do I do devotion?
Shravana, Manana, Kirtana,
No, Padasevanam, Aksharam,
Vandanam, Dasyam,
Vandanam.
Sakya, Matva, Nivedana.
Very nice. So to connect to Krishna in any of the 5 rasas, I need to practice, and the practice is the 9 process of devotional service. Should I do any one? How many I should do in this 1 out of 9 or 2 out of 9, 9 out of 9? How many should I do?
Mataji, the stages of this bhakti, Navda bhakti, what I feel, when we get connect to the Krishna, all the terms and terminology, it gets vanished when we get connection with him.
That is fine. That's a beautiful realization of yours. But what are the things I should do out of the 9 process, Navavidha Bhakti? Which one should we do?
Mataji, anyone, but chanting is recommended for this age, Mataji.
Very nice. Kali Yuga chanting is a must, but we can do any one. We can do 2. We can do any 1 out of 9 or 9 out of 9. Is there anybody who did 9 out of 9?
Ambrish Maharaj.
Ambrish Maharaj,
Really,
Mataji.
huh?
Ambrish Maharaj.
I don't have to
Ambrish
teach.
Maharaj.
It's more like a revision class for me. Everybody seems to know everything. Ambrish Maharaj. So each of them, and what about Parikshit? How was he relating to Lord?
Hearing, Mataji.
Shravanam.
Listening.
Shravanam.
Yes, one is Shravanam, and he was also a part of Smaranam. He was not only Shravanam, he was listening to Sukadev Goswami, but Smaranam also applies to him because he was constantly meditating upon the form of Lord which he saw in the womb. This is just an example like that, each of them, and I'm not getting too much. And any example of Das?
Hanuman.
Yeah, we can never forget Hanuman, right? So that is the beauty. And Pada Sevanam.
Lakshmi ji, Mataji.
Thank you. And Pada Sevanam also means when we are doing Tulasi Aarti, that is also Pada Sevanam. Going to the temples is also Pada Sevanam. Circumlighting the temple is also Pada Sevanam. Thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord is also Pada Sevanam. I just thought I will tell you all this because that is a difficult thing. We know deity worship, we know praying, we know Dasya, we know everything, but Pada Sevanam was a little tricky for me. So I thought, I'll highlight that. Now moving to the next important thing called the Raja Vidya. Okay, this shloka somebody. So we are now getting into what's the most important thing. Why does he say that? Anybody would like to?
Mataji, may I read?
Yeah, go ahead. Don't even ask.
Rajavidya Rajaguyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyakshaavagamam Dharmyam Sukshuktam Kartum Avyayam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all the secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed.
Very nice. So now he is telling it's a king of knowledge. Now you will most secret. You'll ask why? Because he's telling it's a purest of knowledge. Because it gives pratyaksha means direct perception of what of the Lord, and it is also perfection of religion. We will see each one of the points, which might sound a little technical now, and it is everlasting, which means that ever it is young. Now, is there any time, any studies, whether forget about LKG, UKG, because just to give your attention, teacher would have told study this. But as all of you all graduated higher, is there any book, any teacher has told you, just study this, this is enough? Has anyone told you this? whether it is MBA, medicine, engineering, degree, accounts, they say just this textbook enough. Did you get this chance? It covers everything in the world. Can you give me one such book in the material world for any one subject? Mataji, accounts, you just study this book. Don't study any other book. Is there anything like that?
Bhagavad Gita, ma'am.
No, that's Mataji. Apart from Bhagavad Gita.
That is spiritual. In the material world, any subject.
No, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. There is no single book which can carry even one subject matter. Forget about all. But Bhagavad Gita is the only book which has got all subject matters in full and in detail. That is why Krishna, anything to do with Krishna is full. You would have, or rather, you will be studying Isha Upanishad. I think you would have done a cover of Isha Upanishad in your previous level. So, what does it say? The Mangalacharan of that is Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Purnamadaha. Everything is full. Whatever is emanating from him is also full. So that is what Krishna is talking about, and that is what he will bring it out today. So the most confidential knowledge, because it is not only the king of knowledge, because it is the topmost of all Veda. And most confidential knowledge because it talks about soul and it is also giving a lot of positive information. If it is most confidential knowledge, why do they call it most confidential knowledge? Is Bhagavad Gita available only to you people? Is it available only for the class, for students of ISKCON, or is it available everywhere for everybody?
Mataji is available everywhere, but the one that we are studying is the most original and the most undiluted and written without any envy or any, purposive commentary. The others are, they try to peddle some other philosophy, some other outlook of their own. That's what I have understood, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, your understanding is perfect. Yes, Chitrajit Kumar. Yes,
Hare Krishna Mataji. It is because it is the highest science to study about the teachings which is taught by the Supreme Lord. That's why it is the RADHJA Rajguryan.
Yes, so it is the highest. But how is it confidential? Anybody wants Bhagavad Gita as it is it available? So I agree to Mataji when she said as it is the purest form. Agreed. But is that as it is available only for ISKCON devotees? Can't others buy?
It is
available, Mataji.
Yes, it is available, Mataji,
but we have to learn it through the certified
Discipline
Acharya
succession, yes.
in the disciplined succession, which is only through our Acharya, who is the Acharya of the golden age, Mataji.
Very nice, very beautifully said. So basically, that is why Krishna says, Avajananti Mamuda Manushim Tarum Ashritaha Parabramam Ajanando Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. So he says that fools deride me as a human form. So what happens? He does not appear himself. Classic example is Duryodhan saw Krishna. Did he understand Krishna is great? So it is Krishna is present right before his eyes and still he does not believe. Still he thought Krishna was some kind of a clown, joker, magician, but he never believed. He knew he was powerful, but he never knew he was Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even if Krishna is right before our eyes, we will not believe that completely. So that is the point which we are talking about. Now, most confidential knowledge, we are talking about glorifying Krishna and how does all this happen. So let's understand each of this, right? We will get to sin later. Now, the first thing I wanted to understand is what happens when somebody does not have knowledge, right? Avidya. Let me give you a classic example. You see smoking cigarette, right? When we are small, I used to like this. There used to be a mint cigarette. Have you seen this mint cigarette? Which will look like a cigarette? Not the mint, real smoking cigarette. It is a chocolate which is made of mint with a red color in the front, and it looks like
Mataji,
yes, Mataji.
yeah. I used to be very fond of it. Right now, I am just telling. So there are my cousin, all of them. When we were all little, we used to have that mint because they used to buy it in our house. But then I still remember my cousin when he was very small. I think he'll be 7 or 8 years. He found a cigarette packet, the real packet, and he was very tempted. He said, "Hey, this is." But the problem is, it is avidya, right? He does not differentiate between whether this is a true cigarette or bad cigarette. This cigarette is injurious to health. He does not know to read. Even if he reads, he doesn't understand. That is avidya. Right? So because of that avidya, what happens? The bijam, sinful desires come into the play because you don't know that this is wrong. Right? For example, I see money. My house, they are asking money. Money is not there in the house. Lot of money is there in the neighbor's house. I'm going to play. I can bring some money. Lot of money is there because the desires are there for me, which makes me do this papam. because I do not have the knowledge of that. Now, when I go and take it from my neighbor's house, I may escape because they will not suspect me. So it is called aprabhavta. Prarabdha and aprarabdha, right? If I do not know, I mean, if it does not come out, it is unmanifested, it's not showing. But if it comes out, that is if I'm caught and they yell at me, they complain to my parents, it becomes prarabdha. Because I will become very careful once it is prarabdha. I will not make the mistake of stealing, right? But if it is aprarabdha, which means if I am not caught, what will I do? I will go back and do the same stealing. So the thought comes in my mind. If I am caught, I will be scared and the thought goes out. If I am not caught, I may repeat it. That thought of stealing will come in my mind. So this is what is the reaction. This you will read in length in Nectar of Devotion. I think, Prabhu, you raised your hand. You have a doubt on this?
Yes, Mataji, I have a question. Actually, Mataji, if we have some knowledge of something, but again, if we do not want to understand, so is it falls again in the ignorance part, or what is it? Means I have the knowledge that stealing something is bad. I have that knowledge, but again, I do not want to understand that it is wrong, and I am doing the same thing, that I am stealing something, I stealing money or stealing something, but I do not want to understand. So what it is? It is ignorance or what it is?
Very nice question. It is ignorance with adamance. It is very much ignorance because if you really know that stealing is wrong, which means you're at a moral platform, which is correct. But then if you're in a spiritual platform, you will also know by stealing, you will have to come back and take many lives and give back. So you're still having avidya. So which is why in Isha Upanishad you will understand what is called vidyam cha yastadvedo bhayam saha avidyayam mrityum tirtva. Avidyam mrityum ashrute, which means that if you are having what is avidya, stealing is wrong, is your material knowledge. You are morally correct, right? But morality alone is not enough. You are forced to steal. Why? You're forced to steal. You're stealing again, in spite of you knowing it is wrong, which means that you're not having spiritual knowledge. So still you're ignorant because you do not understand. By stealing, you are thinking you will not get caught, or you know how not to get caught, but you do not know that the Lord is seeing you and you will anyway get punished. So you're still having no knowledge, right? Partly you're not having knowledge. You understand what I'm saying, Prabhu, or am I
Yes,
making
yes, 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 Mataji, yes, Mataji, getting it.
So basically, avidya does not mean literal knowledge, right? It also means literally not understanding the knowledge in the way you have to understand. I understand the medicine has to administer in this way. That's all is my knowledge. But I'm having a headache. Doctor tells crocin. Okay, you're having a headache. I'm giving crocin. Headache is gone for me. It's not going for you. I'm still in avidya because I am not the doctor and I am not giving you the medicine for headache because your headache can be because of your toothache. So my crocin will not help your headache, but mine may be genuinely headache. So
Yes,
avidya is
Mataji.
coming. You understand, Prabhu?
Yes, yes,
Because you're
Mataji.
not understanding it in the right perspective, in the spiritual way, is what is avidya.
And
Next,
Mataji, can you elaborate this aprarabdha and the difference between prarabdha and aprarabdha?
so Prabhu. Prarabdha, okay. Manifested, unmanifested. Let's take the English word. Okay.
Mataji, sorry to interrupt. Mataji, your voice is very low.
I am not very sure is my voice low because your voice is breaking for me and Prabhu's voice is clear. Is my voice very low? Can
No,
somebody
no, no, Mataji. No, 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 Mataji. It's perfect.
The voice is fine now.
because Mataji, your voice was check your net settings, please. I'm drinking water. Mm.
Okay, Mataji.
If you want, just go out and come back. 2 minutes you wait, it should be right. So prarabdha means manifested. That means you're robbing something. You're stuck in the jail. You're arrested. That means your punishment you got immediately, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
So that punishment is what suffering. Correct? You go and hit someone. That person hits you back fatal. You got punishment immediately. So that is prarabdha.
Okay.
Aprarabdha is opposite of that. You are not punished now.
Okay.
Okay.
Means I maybe get punished after in future.
Very nice.
Okay.
This is now what you told is vidya. I will get punished in future. Your understanding, that is vidya. If you feel I will never get punished, I am smart, that is avidya.
That is avidya. Okay, I got it, Mataji. Yes, thank you.
So sinful reactions, we saw 4 stages. Just like the tree which grows, these are called various growth of this. Like the seed which is there, the seed of bijam grows into papam. You get punished, you get chopped. But If you do not get punished, again the seed is there inside, that interest to plow the seed in, or what do you say, to plant the seed is again there. In this case, the seed is not a lovely plant, it is a poisonous sin. Right? Now, Pavitra means.
Voice low, Mataji, not audible. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Voice low, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Sometimes it's getting low.
The initial.
I'm just wondering why it's happening, because I took class in the morning also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay.
Mataji, I can hear you perfectly, Mataji.
Okay, because I've kept full volume and I'm also.
Yeah, I can hear completely, Mataji.
But it is very feeble, Mataji.
Can you increase your volume?
We can hear you, Mataji.
You can hear. Hare Krishna. My request is please increase your volumes too. I am really talking at the top of my voice. I'll try and connect to another device next week. Looks like you all are stuck with me for the next 3 weeks because Santosh Prabhu is traveling. So I should be here. So, okay, I'll continue the second one. Sorry if you can't hear, but
हम बना लेते हैं देखा हाँ क्वालिटी
Pavitra means 4 stages, all 4 stages.
क्लास कर रहा है
So, can you please mute yourself?
ये भंडा में होच्छे शुरू शुरू
If you have done a papam, I'm just muting everybody. If you've done a papam at a various stage, which means that you're at a seed stage, whether it is unmanifested, whether it is at all the stages, Kutam stage, all first 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 stages, devotional service can remove. Right? That is what Krishna will tell. Can anyone remember what is the last instruction of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? Last instruction. You all know?
Sarvadharman parityaja.
Amazing. Sarvadharmam parityaja mamekam sharanam bhaja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha. I will remove all your sins, which means he's talking about all 4. Bijam also, Kutam also, Papam also, Apararabdha. Everything is removed. Even Prarabdha will get removed. I don't want to touch that now. But as of now, all the 4 stages gets purified. Right? Clearly, it's all taken care. Uttama means it is beyond the material activity. Anything material comes under tamas. You can also call rajas, but here they are talking about avidya, so it's all taken care. So, how do you get direct perception of the Lord? How do we get that is what we are going to see by practicing the devotional service with devotee association. We will not be able to see with our eyes, but we will be able to feel Krishna with our heart. Example of that we are talking about is, all of you all said, chanting. How you feel transcendental pleasure. At least one time we will start feeling pleasure. At least one time in the entire 16 rounds of chanting, we will feel a bit of joy. Yes or no? One time, not one round. One time when you say Hare Krishna, wow, this Hare Krishna was very sweet. One smile. Yes or no? Silent. Unmute. Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, it sometimes happen, but sometimes it is mechanical chanting only, Mataji. Means sometimes.
Sorry, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Means sometimes it happens that we are chanting some rounds or chanting. Maybe in one round we get that pleasure, Mataji. We can remember Krishna that wow, it is so nice that we are chanting. We are like it's inner pleasure. But sometimes it becomes mechanical chanting. We are just into the completion of our rounds. That's it.
Yes, so sometimes it's routine, but sometimes it is completion of the round, and therefore that is the situation. But at least when we are casually, mechanically doing also, one time if we are getting, we start feeling that. So as we start doing it, we get purified and we go closer to Krishna, because this makes Krishna happy. And when Krishna smiles, our miseries get removed. So for advancement, irrespective of our previous education or qualification, it will happen from you. So whatever you told previously, I had this experience, it's mechanical. Previously, my qualification is only this, I cannot pronounce, doesn't matter, automatically it will happen. Dharmya means perfection of religion. It is the most confidential and it is perfect. And also what happens is susukam, means it gives you satisfaction, which I just said. Avyaya means Bhagavad Gita was valid today. Bhagavad Gita is valid today, was valid during your grandparents' time, will be valid for your grandchildren's time. 5,000 years back in the war field, it was valid. Today also it is valid. So therefore, Bhagavad Gita is an eternally useful and great one. Yes, Chitrajit Prabhu, you raised your hand for reading.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. For the preaching purpose, I would like to ask a question. That sometimes people say that you are reading or following Bhagavad Gita, but Bhagavad Gita was spoken 5,000 years ago, and it was valid for that particular time. It is not practically valid for today's era. So how should we reply to them that it is also practical for today also, and it will be practical for future also. It is not practical for that time, it is practical for now
So
too.
Prabhu, Vedas are never, Krishna is beyond time, place and circumstance, right? So just to give one example to answer your time, right? Krishna, Bhagavad Gita was spoken at the time of the war field, right? So it was spoken at the time of war field tells that it is irrespective of the time factor, right? Now the same Bhagavad Gita was read by Mahatma Gandhi recently. Mahatma Gandhi, what, 150 years of freedom we've got. So we can imagine how recent. It was 150 years back. Bhagavad Gita, Mahatma Gandhi has said that I read Bhagavad Gita, right? It's like my mother, and I get answers for all solution every time I feel low. Is there a better person whom you can name as a role model for us in India other than Gandhiji, right? So if Gandhiji is vouching something, we have to believe. Forget about spiritually somebody vouching.
But
We're talking about everybody knows Gandhi. Beyond that, if somebody is arguing, Prabhu, someone has to feel it. So you should tell anybody, like if you're telling me, Mataji, you have to study maths till 5th standard. Hey, no need, if I don't study maths, I'll help. What will you tell? Mataji, you study, then only you will know. Same way you should tell that, Prabhu. Please read and then let them evaluate whether it's useful or not. Without reading, how will you tell? I'm giving you a dress. Can you tell Mataji it will not fit me, Mataji? You've not even seen it. So whoever is talking has not seen it or read it. Ask them to read and then ask questions. Is that okay with you, Prabhu? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yes, Mataji. But as you quoted the example of Mahatma Gandhi, what happening is, Mataji, today in the like new generation, they are not they have don't that much respect for Mahatma Gandhi, because they are the party of Subhash Chandra Bose. That's why. So they do not have that much respect to Mahatma Gandhi. And
sorry.
Yes, Mataji. No, Mataji.
Do not go after people who are not interested, Prabhu, because we have enough time, space, and energy for devotees, right? So we are focusing right now on people who want to know. We will think about this because Krishna will create a separate plan for those who don't want. Even if it is our children, if you are talking about, what I will tell is give them prasad. Don't directly go and give Bhagavad Gita. So all these people, whomever you feel are having a different, because they have envy, they are not able to accept, give them prasad, give it to them in a different way. Do not give them Bhagavad Gita, do not tell them you have to chant. So these are the points which I wanted to tell. Is that fine?
Yes, Mataji, clear now.
And Hare Krishna Mataji,
Mataji,
just
may I say something?
Yeah, please go ahead. One second, I'll stop the screen. I think we will take up this shloka next week. We will, because we did a lot of introduction. Please go ahead and start, and we'll have the talking session. Otherwise, we won't have time to chat. Please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, the point is that Bhagavad Gita, yes, may have been spoken physically at the battlefield, but we are all having battlefields inside us. And what the Lord has told Arjuna to fight, and the path that he has told us, is the path that we need to come to and understand for our own internal development and our own resolution of our conflicts that are within us. The pull between Maya and spiritualism, for instance. How do we realize the Lord? We have bhakti from childhood, but how do we make that fructify? Is through the learnings of the Bhagavad Gita. And that's how it can be applied today, isn't it, Mataji?
Absolutely, Mother. I think Mataji also gave in bang on. Anything you do, you need to know. You need a manual to follow. You are telling you have bhakti, but on what basis? Bhakti on Lord, on what basis? Lord itself we understand only because of scriptures. And if you can't understand, listen to the person. Exactly, Duryodhan is a classic example. Duryodhan wanted Krishna. He called Krishna. He invited him with home with all food items. But did Krishna go there? No. He went to Vidra's place. Why? Because Duryodhan never followed Krishna. Forget Krishna. Duryodhan's guru was Balram. He used to pray Balram. He used to worship Balram. He had so much of Balrams. But did he listen to Balram's instruction? No. So just tell that, your teacher is telling, yes, I love this teacher, and you don't do homework. Will your teacher like you? Simple example. Will your teacher like you? Ma'am, I love your class, ma'am, but I will not do homework. Will your teacher like you? Can you hear me?
No, of course not.
So same way, why would Krishna like us if we don't even listen to her? You agree with me? Are you listening to me? So why would Krishna like us if we don't listen? So the first thing is, anybody likes, the one thing which they will do is listen to him. That is the key for anything for that matter. If you don't listen, then there is absolutely no need. Nobody is going to even love. Forget about love. Even human beings will not like you if you tell I love you and you don't listen to them. You just don't like them, right? The same story will happen at any point in time. Whether it is Bhagavad Gita and whether it is this, it doesn't matter. So, any other doubts? Okay, before I take further doubts, would you all really like the class, or is there anything I can change? Because I will probably be teaching you all for for the next 2 weeks because Santosh is away. I'm a little doubtful about 1 week because I will be traveling myself, but at least one more class I will take for you. So, is there any other? Are you comfortable, or should I change anything in my style to make things better? Hare Krishna. Yes,
No, Mataji, don't change, please.
don't plan to though. Yes.
Except that your voice keeps going down and coming up. But other than that, it's okay.
So much sorry about that. I will check that. Attendance link is marked, so anyone wants to go ahead, please go ahead. And I have to give my Bhakti Vaibhav session. I have to take a 2.5 hour session at 10 o'clock. So which is why I wanted a 10-minute to look up. I'm not a Bhakti Vaibhav teacher, but my teacher is on had a last moment challenge, and so he had requested me to sort of back up. So I will have to end now. Yes, Chitrajit Prabhu, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji, one thing I would like to say here, Mataji, if we can speak by hand raise and you choose, then it will be fine, Mataji. Because what happens if everyone is speaking at the same time, so it becomes a little bit confusing to understand, Mataji, what is the actual aspect.
Okay, next time all of you raise your hand and we'll take. Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mataji.
And see you soon next week. And next week, preferably, we have more time. I will tell you a story. Yeah, I will leave the. I think Mataji, you have to end the session, and live will also stop. Kalpana Mataji, you are the host. Will you end the session?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
End the session.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'll make.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Pranam Mataji.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद जय नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर के जय हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare
Thank you so much,
Thank
Mataji.
you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Try to
Mataji.
mark your attendance, all of you.